Holiday time. Time for cruising. Wonderful days on a great white P&O liner. Time for traveling to the sun and discovering new places. Time for meeting strangers and turning them into friends. At first, there is the bustle of leaving port and settling in. Then, it becomes a voyage of discovery. Each meeting with a stranger has the promise of new interests, the freshness of surprise. Sometimes we can become strangers to those we know and love, and this is the biggest surprise of all. The pilot has bid us bon voyage. We are on our own, heading south to the sun. For some, the first evening out is the time to take stock, time to put things into their right perspective. Time to search out cruising companions and talk of this and that. To reminisce a little, commiserate a little, and perhaps be comforted. For others, the first evening out is the time to dream. The ship, if it could speak, would say it's the time to pause, count 10, and have no particular thoughts at all. It knows about these things. Ah well, tomorrow is another day. Inside it is warm and quiet. Outside, the rising sun scatters gold dust on the water. On deck, there is a salty tang in the air. Below, the rush of the sea. Above, the open decks are having their daily wash and brush up. day is far too young for explanations. Relax and enjoy the orange juice. A lot of discoveries start in the ship's library, but the trail can lead anywhere. The process of becoming less of a stranger has begun. Decks are large enough to have favorite spots for everyone, small enough to give all a sense of belonging. Strangers meet, and a warm, friendly sun looks down as introductions are made. Conversations reveal like interests, and the pool is inviting. The big P&O liner works its therapy in a dozen ways. Attentive stewards are always at hand, with coffee or ice cream, or both. The operative word is freedom. Freedom to walk about, or stand and stare, or suddenly decide to go for a swim. Well, swimming is fine for some, but others feel that doing nothing is more productive to thought. This will need a bit of careful handling for a few days. Just for a few days. Then things will be all right again. It's nice having time to think. It calls for a long, frosty nectar laced with cubes of ice. In many ways, the first day at sea is the most important. It's a day of introductions, of getting to know, of trying things out, like deck tennis, or deck chairs, or quoits. Now it is early evening and clearing up time. Bags, books, swimsuits and sunglasses are in good hands and can be claimed later. If honors are shared by day, the ladies dominate the evenings. First, the ceremonies of grooming. Then, glamorous clothes to replace the casual deckwear. Every night is ladies' night, and the gentlemen are grateful for it. Not even an obstinate zip can stand in the way of success. In another cabin, there is the excitement of preparation too. Tonight is a night for dancing. Shore visits are the perfect complement to shipboard life. To visit places with others, or wander off and explore alone. Near Sintra in Portugal, Peña Palace on top of the hill. Across the Tagus River, a cluster of boats lie on the soft white sand at Sesimbra. South again, and lazy hours on deck. The ice begins to melt at last. Strong, warm breezes greet us as we enter the Mediterranean and pass close to Gibraltar. In the vast Mediterranean playground, time is a mosaic of shore visits and days at sea. Palma, Mallorca. Busy, colourful beaches and quiet, shaded verandas to the south and west. In the north, at Formentor, an abundance of foliage and flowers. The French Riviera, with its fabulous Corniche and legendary resorts. Cool drinks in a hotel garden, high above the azure sea. On to Naples, and across to the paradise of Capri. High peaks, narrow twisting roads, then sheer down to tiny rocky bays, and a profusion of colour and life. At sea again, and time to buy a coveted hat at one of the shops on board. Carefree days, when toddlers make friends too, sharing pint-sized pools. And older children, in the special times set aside for them, splash and swim in the safely shallow larger pool. gregarious place to chat and laugh, sunbathe and swim, where buffet lunch is waiting, and a girl, a sunsuit and hat conspire to be irresistible. Many people believe that all the best chefs go to sea. P&O chefs confirm this belief. Meat, fish, special delicacies, exotic fruits, the whole world as their shopping basket. Leaving the Aegean and Marmara seas, we reach one of the most exciting cities in the world, Istanbul. Sitting astride Europe and Asia, its mosques with their slender minarets are the visitor's dream. In the covered bazaar, leather, copper, carpets, jewelry, and precious metals are in profusion. We bargain and buy where fancy and price take us. Beyond the ferry boats, our liner basks peacefully. The sun shimmers across the Golden Horn. The memory is indelible. In the early evening, we leave. The sun highlights the skyline, and for a moment we visualize a child's picture book with sultans, jewels, and beautiful princesses. Then we move slowly back into the Sea of Marmara. Just across from the cabin, another shop with tempting gifts, and the mood is forgiving. A last dip in the pool before changing for dinner. Then, with the sun eavesdropping, we talk of mosques and many things. The gift may be the key, the warm response, the prize which says, we are no longer strangers. Now is the time for celebration. Parties on board contrive to be many things. Highly organized, but spontaneous. Relaxed, but exciting. Predictable, but eternally surprising. Everybody lives next door but one, or downstairs, or just around the corner. And always, there's something to celebrate. Mostly, it's just people being happy. But what better reason to celebrate? And for meeting someone special, a new, adventurous hairdo. Top bands, top entertainers bring special magic to the evening.
I don't turn around, 'cause I've turned my back on you. Oh, I can't believe all the promises you made me, baby. Can you blame me? I carry on, and I try to put you from my mind, but I try to forget. I wish that I knew.
The environment of a great white liner is the sum total of many things. Carefree days in the sun, exciting to see and do, gay and glamorous evenings. Families and friends can enjoy all these things from the start. For others, starting as strangers, there can be the discovery and rediscovery of affection and happiness. P&O cruises are like that.